Hey everybody, what's going on this morning? You know me, Jody, opinionated window cleaner, coming at you this morning. I hope everybody's having a great week. We got lucky yesterday and had a few big customers call us, want some work done, and that excited us, so we're really happy about that. But while I was talking yesterday to a few people online and in the forums, one of the things come up about payrolls and how much do you pay your guys and all that, and that's a subject that we normally don't talk about in the public too much because everybody tries to keep it top secret. Well, like I've told everybody, I touch the subjects that nobody else will, so I'm going to, reach out and touch this subject. First of all, let me say a few things. Minimum wage equals minimum employees. Now, listen to what I'm saying now. If you're only paying your guys minimum wage and you expect them to work like a $20 an hour guy, you are crazy. It's not going to work. It never works that way. So, if you're not paying you guys a decent salary, you need to be. Excuse me, I'm walking away for just a second. Hope y'all can still hear me. Had to unplug the fan, a little chilly in here this morning. But I definitely don't, recommend minimum wage for any employee that you have doing any service. Hourly employees, in my humble opinion, will never work as hard as a commission man. No. You get somebody on commission that's got a little bit of drive. They understand the harder they work, the more money they make. So, I always recommend commission, not hourly, but that's just a personal preference. I mean, everybody's got their own theories on that. Throw your employees a bone every once in a while. That's right. When they do a good job, don't just say thank you. Put a few extra dollars in their check. Trust me, they will appreciate that. Now, a lot of y'all saying, well, that all sounds good, Joe, but what do you actually pay? Well, the way I do it is I pay 33% of everything that we do goes to the crews on the trucks doing it. And I know there are people going to say, do what? 33%? Yep, 33%. Goes to my crews. Now, well, let me rephrase that. That's up to 33%. When a guy first starts out, he starts out at 10%. And the way I base it is two-man crews for the most part. Anybody I bring in the door is going to start out at 10%. As they show me they can do the job, I progress them. Normally it goes to 12%, then 14%, then 15%. My top guy is making 18% of all jobs. And to me, I want to pay them a little bit more because I don't want my guys to be out there hungry. I want them to know they're coming to a job where they can make money, they can make a good living. To me, it's the only way to go. I guess that's partially because I worked on the trucks for 20 years as an employee, so I kind of understand what it's like to get out there and struggle and make a paycheck. I was not born with a silver spoon in my mouth or a business to run. I had to build this up from the ground, and one thing I refuse to do is make my business successful by ripping off my employees. I've seen employers do that. I don't agree with it, and I will never do that. And yes, 33% is probably a little bit higher in the industry than most people are, but like I said, I don't have employees. I have a crew. I have a team, and that's the way I try to treat them. On top of that, we talk a lot of times about upsells and things like that. I pay 10% extra on upsells. That's right. If my guys go out to a house wash and they see the gutters need to be cleaned out and they mention that to the customer and it's a completely cold upsell and the customer says, yeah, let's go ahead and clean my gutters out while you're here, I'm going to give them an extra 10%. And I know some of y'all's tongues are hanging on the floor right now. Well, you can't do that, Joe. Well, yeah, I can do that. And I do that because, think about it, that's a gutter job I would not have had in the first place. So an extra 10% is not going to kill me. So for those of you guys that are trying to save money in your businesses, and I understand that 100%, I do the same thing. My personal suggestion is not to do it on payroll. Find other ways to save money. Pay your employees good if you want them to hang around. Don't start them out at the highest rate, of course, but let them know there's a cap they can get to where they can make some decent money. You want employees that are going to be with you for the next 10, 20, 30 years, however long you plan on being in business, and can think outside the box and think on their own. The only way you're going to find this caliber of people is if you're willing to pay them. So that kind of sums up what I do on pay. Now, other things we do that's not a monetarily thing is I make sure to use the word thank you and please. That's right. These guys work for me, or my crew, or my team, whatever you want to call. I am the boss. I run this show, but it does not hurt me to say, "Will you please do this?" or "Thank you for a good job." I'm telling you, them words there are underused in any industry, and they need to be used more and more and more because they will do your business a world of good. Uh, I do company cookouts. About once a month, we get together, we throw something on the grill, sit around. Honestly, we have a few drinks, and I know some of y'all are against that, but we do. I have a specific policy that when they get here, if they've been drinking, they cannot drive out. I got campers. I told them, I said, look, you can stay in the camper, you can do what you want, but you're not going to drive after drinking. And we socialize outside of work together. I also try to stay involved in my employees' outside lives. I understand this is a job. This is not their whole life. They have girlfriends, stuff like that. You know, they need somebody to talk to. Just like we have bad days, they have bad days. They come in, our girlfriend, wife's been arguing with them all night. They're in a bad mood. Sometimes they need to vent off. Be that for your employees. That's part of your job as the boss man. I've always said, as the boss man, you have to be a guidance counselor, a father, a boss, and wear about 10 different hats. So keep that in mind. But that's Joe's opinion, and yes, I put it out there in the public, and people are going to see it, and some people are going to like it, some people aren't. Y'all know it. Joe's idea. Hey, you like me, fine. You don't, that's fine too. If you can learn something off me, I'm glad to show it to you. If not, I understand. Some of us know it all already. I'm not one of them people. So, all right, this is Joe. I'm out of here. Everybody have a great day.